Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy Show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and at 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live, guys. Today, we're talking about self-discipline. If you know the show by its title, we air each weekday morning at 4:45 a.m. and then at 4:40 on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel at 4:45 p.m. On Facebook Live. So the show has me up super early, and it's a part of what the show is about, being able to access the deeper regions of our self-discipline that we may become our most fully realized selves. And so people oftentimes ask, why is the show so early in the morning? It's too early, because it is too early. And the show is early because that's what time I need to be able to be up and handle what needs to be handled in my own life. And so, of course, if the show is at 4:45, I have to get up earlier than that just so I can be ready and do what needs to be done. And so that early morning schedule has been a challenge, which is why, in part, I began getting up so early. So that's the context of today's show. So thanks for listening. Let's dive in. And so point one is you want to think about what do you have to do to manifest the dreams that you like to manifest. And the old saying is that great leaders do what other people are not willing to do, right? And so that's what inspired me to get up so early in the morning, in part, right? I needed more time to kind of prepare myself to handle my life, my writing, my teaching, my activist work, my family work, my own particular self-realization work. It just takes more time. And also I need to be basically alone for part of that time. Because once the kids wake up, if you're a parent, you know what that's like. Your time is no longer your own. So that's how it kind of began getting up before the kids woke up. And so now that I've done this for a while, I had this self-discipline schedule, at times I'll hit a block because, I'm up, it's a challenge to get up so early in the morning to prepare for the show and do all the things that need to be done, get myself kind of spiritually ready. So this last week, for example, I had a hard time getting out of bed on time. So I would wake up at my regular time, but I would lie in bed and I would bemoan that the alarm was actually going off at that crazy hour in the morning. And I just couldn't seem to get myself out of bed. I would get up eventually, maybe a couple hours late, right? Which is still pretty early, frankly, but not the time that I need to get up to handle my business. So the point is that even though at times I knew what I needed to do in terms of getting up at a certain time, and actually was awoke to do it, I could not move beyond the mental psychological block of literally getting out of that bed, just too tired, too exhausted to get up so early in the morning. And I relay this story to you to say that when you are engaged in this self-discipline practice, which is not just being self-disciplined for self-discipline's sake, but being self-disciplined because the spirit or your own life or your own past examples have taught you need to do certain things, at times you're going to run into roadblocks. That's just part of what happens, As a little more context, when I first began getting up early in the morning to do this type of work and to write, and I actually this is years ago, I began this journey by years ago. I was in my early 20s, mid 20s, and Walter Mosley came to LA and gave a reading at the writer Walter Mosley came to LA and gave a reading, and he was discussing his writing process. And he says, I began writing, I think it's at 4 o'clock or 4:30, something like that. I write for 3 hours and my day is done. I was like, ooh, I like that schedule. So I began to attempt to get up at whatever it was, 4:30, to do what he was doing, because it worked pretty well for him. Walter Mosley is the author of The Devil in the Blue Dress and a bunch of other books. And so, which I enjoyed. And so I began getting up, setting my alarm. But that first year almost, I would wake up, but I would just get up and try to write. I would get up, but I would just not be productive at all. I would fall asleep pretty much every time. I might get a little bit of writing in, but I just kind of stuck with it and, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep at my desk. It was kind of ridiculous. It took me almost, guys, a year. This is a true story. A year to kind of train my body to be able to be awake that early and be able to actually produce work, like to actually write that early in the morning. But I credit Walter Mosley for that example because he let me know that someone was doing that, making that sacrifice, and it had worked for him. And that's just a little more context. But at times, you hit a wall and it's more difficult. And just like Walter Mosley inspired me to get up early in the morning to kind of start this journey on my own creative and professional life, spiritual life, I also need people to help me maintain it, which is point two. Let me clear my throat. At times, you're going to need help. Even when you may have lots of experience in being disciplined, at times you're going to need help at getting done what needs to get done. So, and this week I was having a hard time getting up. I called my lady, talked to my lady, talked to my oldest daughter, Jerusalem. I said, hey, I need you guys to help me, keep me accountable by asking me every day when we talk. I want you to ask me every day, Dad, did you get up on time? Baby, did you get up on time? And just knowing that they were going to ask me was just enough of an impetus to drag me out of bed those first couple of days after my week of not being able to get up. And it was such an insightful time, even though I've done this for a long time now, that I also need help. And that's probably most people, we all need help in some ways on that self-discipline tip. And as an addendum, so because of COVID, I couldn't go to the gym, as many of us. I didn't feel comfortable going to the gym because people, I don't want to catch the COVID, the Rona. So I just joined the gym a couple of days ago. So I quit my gym and it was terrible. And I'd forgotten how much that gym, going to the gym every day or 6 days a week, helped me. Just my discipline and my strength. I lost so much strength not going to the gym for 18 months. So I joined the gym a couple, 4 days ago, thinking that I need to do something extra because I'm having a hard time getting up in the morning. I need to be able to work on my willpower because I'm just having a hard time getting up. And if you know about anything about going to the gym, a lot of times you don't want to go to the gym because it's, you're working out, it's painful. But as you push through that, you get in the habit of pushing through that, it makes you able to push through things. That's one of the benefits of playing sports or going to the gym, is it helps you with your willpower. You're able to will things more easily. So, and true enough, that's what happened for me. So going to the gym has helped me, again, so much. Just the habit of pushing through, lifting weights, doing what I do in the morning in the gym has had a direct impact on me now being able to get up on time when that alarm goes off. Not that it's super easy. Today I was like, okay, I did it, but it wasn't easy. I contemplated staying in bed. I was like, I cannot believe. I recall I was talking to the alarm. I was like, alarm, really? So I relay that story to say that you have to do what you got to do because you know yourself best to be disciplined, which goes into point 3. As you do what you have to do to be disciplined, and you allow people to help you do, including getting help, that's when you begin to not just help yourself, but help those in your spheres of influence. Because, of course, my family see me up in the morning. They see, Dad's discipline and my challenge around it. But, basically this is my life now. And it allows them, because, I don't try to hide my struggle at times. They see me, they know my life. So by being able to be open with them and my challenges, when it's age appropriate, you can't tell your kids everything, obviously, but they are able to benefit because they see me not like some type of a superhero, but just a man who's working on his game, a man who's trying to do the best he can for